Thanks. Thanks, Joel. If I saw one more TV commercial in life, I would just be more fulfilled. If there's one more print ad that made me feel horrible about my body, I would sleep better. That I wish on the way to work there was more billboards blocking beautiful views advertising to me. Nobody is having that conversation. But here's what I know, is that everybody, when they lay their head on the pillow, will want more adventure in their life. No matter who it is. I don't care their background. I don't care. Like, it's a universal idea that everybody feels like that there is something missing. And what we would say is that is adventure. That's what you're called to do. That's what your purpose is. That's how you're designed. Now, how many times, though, do you think that the average person sees a commercial? Whether that's a print ad, whether that is hearing a radio spot, whatever that is. How many times do you think that is? You think maybe 50? Yeah, so think to yourself, like, in the last 24 hours, how many advertisements did I see? 50? Well, it's more than that. How about 500? You're like, there's no way I saw 500 ads. Like, just think to yourself, like, did I see billboard, radio, advertising on Facebook, there's stuff on the right, like, is it 500? It can't be 500. Do you know that this has been measured and tested, and that the average person in North America will be exposed to 5,000 advertisements a day? 5,000 advertisements a day. And you wanting to advertise has to fit into that. Does that start to go, like, how do I even stand a chance? Do you know that if you take the average timeline on Facebook, if we take the average number in here, the average number of friends that you have on Facebook is 388, and if you go and say, well, how many times do they post a day, or how many times do they post a week, that if you add all of that up, in a given year, it's 500,000. So on your timeline on Facebook, there's going to be 500,000 posts this year. Do you know what we're trying to do? Is help your post matter and fit into that, because how is somebody going to read yours and not somebody else? Like, how's it even possible when you hear those numbers? Well, let me ask you this. How many of you still have children that go to school? They're home and go to school. Okay, a lot of campers out there, I see. Okay, good. Well, let's take the number of subjects that they will hear in one day. Let's just say 5. Sometimes it's more. Like, even if they're in kindergarten, they kind of reset and do 5 different subjects during the day. We take the number of school days in a year. That adds up to over 1,000 times. So here's what I want you to do is, I want you to, next time you see them, I would say, hey, wasn't school great? Great. Yeah, there's 1,000. How many lessons do you remember that you could tell me right down, that I could write down on a sheet of paper? Tell me all of them right now. Are they going to remember 1,000? They're not. They're going to remember maybe 10. Do you know what those 10 will be? The 10 where the teacher took them on an adventure. The 10 where they engaged the senses. The 10 that they didn't just try to give facts, but they gave a story. And they took the classroom on a story. You see, that's what we need to do, is stop advertising and start inviting people into a grand adventure. You see, advertising is based on discontent. And marketers know this, is that if I can get you to not like something, or if I can get you to be jealous of something, or if I can take all of those bad things that we don't want to be, if I can get you to buy into that, you will buy a product. That's the root of all advertising. But adventure is rooted in the soul. It's based on passion. And that's where we've been trying to tell you, hey, you know how you cut through 500,000 posts on a timeline? Like, people are just going through Instagram. How do they stop? I mean, you've done that. Okay, wait, let me look at that one. Why did you do that? You don't even know why you're doing it. But today I want to maybe tell you why you actually stop, okay? And I want to give you some examples, because one of the things is that today partially is about celebrating you. Celebrating your accomplishments, celebrating your achievements, recognizing you. And so in social media, you've done a fantastic job in this idea of adventure. And so I want to give you a couple of examples of that. Because many people are like, oh, there's a product that comes out. Okay, here's the product ad. Okay, that didn't work, so let me just post it 3 times. That didn't work, so let me just, I'll just be louder in a big, noisy world. That as loud and as noisy as it gets, people are still saying that is not what I'm going after. And so here's an example from Instagram. This is from Jill. And I want to show you why this is a great post. Couple of things. She geotagged her location. Now, she didn't geotag her location saying, so excited about vacation, going to be gone the next 2 weeks, keys under the door, here's where my house is, kind of location post, okay? It's not that. It is, she's in this area. Why? Because then other people that are in that area, and Instagram completely changed about 2.5, 3 weeks ago, where location-based stuff is getting a lot more emphasis. So other people could go through and say, wow, look at this family, wait, this is in the middle of a school year. How did they get to do something like that? And look, it's just, some kids just can't handle the family adventures, right? So she's using that in there. And she's using emojis. Why? Because your brain processes images 60,000 times faster than text. And so you will go and you will stop. If you see a bunch of words, just subconsciously, you see an emoji, you stop. And so she's using hashtags. This is a great idea of a post. Why? Because I don't feel like I'm being advertised to, do I? What do I feel? I'm being invited into their family adventure. And so I want to know more about that adventure. And you think, oh, I just posted something. Why did they not, they didn't go and just quick buy something? No. It could take up to 20 times. On average, it's about 8. 8 different times they have to be exposed to a post over and over again for that consistency. So this is a great example of a post, and she's tying it in. The kids in the back probably don't like right now that they're all over social media, and I'm talking about them in the back sleeping, but there's all of them, and she's drinking energy. She's not just, she's living the product. Because do they want energy? Yes, because it's an amazing product. But you know what they want more than that can of energy? They want Jill's life.
Time with family.
And so if you're not talking about your adventure and doing that, you're missing out. Okay, so I think sometimes if I say just post about adventure, that's not maybe enough. So I want to break it down. I want to give you 3 specific things that you can do, right? Because I don't want to just here's the big idea and then see you later. Good luck with that. I want to give you 3 really easy next steps, because some of you said I just feel lost. Great, I'm going to give you 3 easy next steps, okay? So I'm going to give you 3 types of things that you can start to post about right away that is going to dramatically increase your influence. The first one is this, friendship. You post about friendship. The next one, you post about fun. And then freedom. Okay? That's what you post about. It works, okay? I'm just saying. So you say, cool, but yeah, but that's great for everybody else here, John Eric, but I'm really good at social media. I have a ton of followers. It's really good at it. Follow for follow. Well, I didn't know you were here. So let me give you your 3 things that you should post about. Friendship, fun, and freedom. You're like, cool, but I took your 100-day adventure, so I'm like really advanced. Like I got all of that. This seems like it's really basic stuff. Cool, I forgot. You should post about friendship, fun, and freedom. That's what you should post about. You're like, but John Erik, I'm an ambassador. So what should I, once I hit that rank, like, oh man, I'm double diamond now. What should I start to post about? Sorry, I don't want to be disrespectful, but why don't we everybody help? What should we post about? Friendship, fun, and freedom. So I want to break down each one of those and maybe give you some ideas of that. So the first one I want to take is the idea of friendship. And the reason why friendship is so important is because just so much this is part of the human soul. See, friendship, fun, and freedom, this is not cooked up in some marketing think tank. These are things that speak to the human soul. It's why you maybe fell in love with the It Works way, because it is part of our DNA. It's who we are. But it's just not who we are, it is how you are designed as a human being to respond. So when you post about it, the human soul goes, what, huh? Oh, I was ignoring all of the noise and mess in the world, but what'd you say, friendship? Like I want that. Like, and all you do is you base your business plan around this. See, many of the top income earners, they started this company because they started with the company because they just needed another $300, another $500. That's all they wanted. But when they hit that number, then it completely shifts.
Yep.
And so my business plan has been simple. All it is has been this. And I'll give it to you. Feel free to steal it. Originality is the ability to hide your source. You don't even have to tag me in it. All your friends can go like, that's a great idea. Help my friends and make more friends. You see, once you hit that, I just need another $500, like, let's look at the Pentecost family and let's look at just their Pentecost adventure. They started a company because they just needed $500 a month. But then once that shifts, what did it become about? It's about helping people. So that became their currency. Like that should be your team's currency. Like how are we gonna help people? Like in our family, I do these every Sunday night is kind of our dream board night. And we don't just have a dream board, we have a dream wall. And it's a whole, you have to face it as you're walking in the house. It's the first thing you see and the last thing that you see when you leave. Because you have to face that every day. So when we look at that, I went and created these printouts of these family crests. And so it's like this family crest, but it's blank inside. And so what I did is I had each one of the family, we said, hey, what does it mean to be part of our family? And they went and they all went, and Emerson was a disaster and it was awesome, and like way to think outside the box. It's awesome. And my oldest, his had like Nicolas Cage had to figure it out to get the Declaration of Independence, like it's some code. Guys in black suits are about to walk in at any moment and arrest him. Like he's got all these stuff in it, and my wife, she's an art teacher, and so hers was amazing in 2 minutes, and it was just, oh, you're so good at that. Oh. And then Pepe, she's about 12 at the time, she gave me hers, and it's a orange dragon. Like a Pepe, why is there an orange dragon on our family crest? And she says, well, Daddy, that's because we fight dragons for people. And I was like, I'm getting an orange dragon, I'm getting, hey kids, let's all get tattoos. No, like it's, right, so help my friends and make more friends. And so I want to show you another great post here. So here's another great post. And so this one is one of Alyssa, okay? And so this represents the kind of things that the human soul and the human heart is missing. They miss family. They miss that they have friends. They want to be part of a tribe. It does not matter what, how did you translate that in another, you don't have to translate that idea. Everybody, it's a universal idea, wants to be part of that. And that's why even some teams, they've created even like their own hashtags, for their team. And it's like, well, it's our team. You know, hashtag Bamasippy and stuff like that, where they're just creating. Apparently from Alabama. Right, and so they do all of that. Why? Because I want to be part of something. That's what the hashtag is that I want to be part of something. You see, your greatest relationships are through shared adventure. Think about that in your life, the greatest relationships that you have in your life, it was because you shared an adventure together. It was, I think, 2 weeks ago, I went and got the mail and I opened it up and there was a wedding invitation. And I opened up this